Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am trialing something different today with my tripod. I've minimized the legs and put it up on the table, hoping that you'll get a better view of what I'm trying to show you. So would you please do me a favor and let me know in your comments whether this view was successful or not. And I also apologize if you can't hear me properly. I'm speaking a little louder because I'm a lot further away from the microphone on the camera. So thank you very much for your patience with me. Please let me know if this is a successful view. The lighting is not all that brilliant. It is later in the afternoon and the sun has gone from my windows, but I still would like to trial it. So please let me know. What I'd like to show you today is a notebook that I have altered the cover on. It comes that way. There were just two of these in the shop. I got them from Officeworks. Now, I don't know the equivalent to that in the Northern Hemisphere, but in the Southern Hemisphere, we've got Officeworks. I think you girls up north call it Office Max or something like that, but I'm sure you'd be able to find just an ordinary, common little notebook with lined pages, and I just thought it would look absolutely gorgeous with some quilling on the top. And what I'd like to show you today is just a couple of the elements. The little swirls that I've got here and this little star flower just in there. Have I got another one? Yeah, it's tucked away in under here. So I will show you that little, it's actually more like a heart than a star. So I'll show you how to do those, and hopefully this video will be successful. Let me know. Okay, so I've already done quite a few of these pieces. I'll just pop that over there where it's not going to interfere with the light. Now, as you can see, I've got these all organized here. The bigger pieces will go underneath. That will support the flower that's sitting up under. These are some little leaves that I've made. Now, I've used a combination of colors, and I've used two of the 30 centimeter strips joined together. Now, I've got this one joined a little bit crookedly so you can see the distance. They're only about 1/4 inch, maybe less than that, joined together. They do get a little bit bulky if you try and do it anymore, but once they're glued, I give them a little wriggle just to loosen, not so much loosen the glue, but to make it more pliable. And then, using your trusting quilling tool with the little split in it, and I keep holding that up to the camera, hoping that I'm not making it blurry. I don't know if this has an automatic focus on it or not. Now, all I do is just start curling, or start quilling, turning my needle and turning and turning and turning and turning and turning and turning. When you've got two pieces of paper joined together, it does take a little bit longer. And I normally use my automatic one, my little battery run one, but I thought I would like to show you just how long it takes a person with limited finger control here. There's that join and it's going on square. Drat. I'll sort that out shortly. And we turn, 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 and we turn. I don't know a turning song. Otherwise I'd sing it to you. You know, the wheels on the bus go round and round, so that's what I'm doing, you know, round and round and round and round. Okay, once we get to there, I normally use both hands to take it off. Just hold it firmly but not squash it, and put it into my shape board and let it expand out. This one needs to go out to number 20. This little shape board is marked, so this is 20, 15 and 10, and I've got the smaller ones down here, 5, 8, 10, 12, 15, and then it goes 20, 25 and 30 down there. I've already used some half ones here to make my small bullet shapes, if you can call them that. I don't know what you'd like to call them. They're just tight rolls. These little ones did open up in the center a bit, but that's okay too. And the little yellow ones as well. Now, for the leaves, I've used two pieces of paper once again, but this particular time, I have got them both together, and I've put them up that way. Okay, now once again, into your needle. When you're putting your papers into your needle, try your hardest not to have them hanging out so far. Bring it right back almost so that you can't see it. So about to there, if not more or less. And then hold it down. Press it into your finger while you're starting to turn, and then you should be right to take it off, the pressure off, and just keep turning. Now I need 3 leaves per flower for a couple of them, but I don't need a whole lot. This is going to be on another book cover, and I haven't got anywhere near the amount of flowers that I need yet made, but this is going to cover a little bit of that work that I've done on the other book. Now that's starting to get a little distorted, so I just move it over with my fingers, trying not to release that shaping. You release it and it's going to go absolutely crazy. It'll go all over the place, and you'll have to straighten it out again and restart, which is a pain in the proverbial. And we don't need that to happen. So the white is longer than the green, but that's okay too, because I'll show you what to do about that. Okay, putting that down into the shape board, letting it sit. Okay, so I'll just let those sit for a minute or so. These little shapes here are this size. I've already glued them using my trusty tweezers to get them out. This particular board on these larger shapes, or on this particular 3 rows here, has got a little slit in between the shapes, which is really wonderful when you're trying to grab with your tweezers, because if you're using your fine reverse tweezers, you can get into that little slit into your middle and pick up your whole thing. And I shouldn't have started that because I don't need that right now. This one I've already glued. Now to get this particular shape here, all I do is pinch the bottom, or what I make the bottom, hold it down there with my fingers on the top, and then, and I didn't realize, I forgot that I was not quite in the camera, so I pinched that end, holding the papers down, and push in and pinch that end, pinch that, and then folding them in halves and squishing them together so that you've got that little heart type shape here, the top of the heart. I'll do another one of those. It looks clumsy, and it is when I'm on camera, but not so bad when I'm off camera. So putting the tweezer into the center and then into that little slot and lifting it up, it comes out so much easier than trying to fumble around and doing it with normal type tweezers. But if that's what you've got, that's what you've got. Okay, hold that there, push down and squeeze. That little piece does come up every now and then, but it's easily put down again. Now the larger one, the same process. Bring the center over, pick it up. This one is already pre-glued. And once again, oh no, it's not pre-glued. Whoopsie. My bad, folks, my bad. Okay, reaching in front of the camera with my big arm. Okay, now there's way too much glue on that spot there. Way too much. So what I do is use a skewer and just wipe some of it off. You don't need a lot in quilling. You only need a minuscule amount because it's only a tiny little piece of paper that you're holding in place. And because this is tacky glue, it's going to grab very quickly. Just hold it in place for half a minute. Not even that long. Okay. Now, once again, down to the end. And the end is where I've just glued, in my opinion. And push in. And squeeze. Okay. 2, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello. Oh no, there's 4 there. Good. I thought I'd blue-booed. I really did think I had made a blue. Okay, now a leaf. This is the one I did before for you. So now I'll show you. Ah, that's gone on the wrong way. Drat. I want the green on the outside, not the white. This one too. Oh no, hang on. I'm right. I'm okay. I'll sort this. Because you know what? It's not on the wrong side at all. You cut that bit off. You don't need it. Throw it in the bin. Yes, it went in the bin too. Woohoo! That was good. Now a little bit of glue on the white and on the green. Just trail it over. Use a skewer. Put a little bit more on the green and wipe it off. Sometimes you waste just that tiny little bit of glue, but not often, because if you're working quickly enough, you've got your shapes all together, you can save that little bit of glue and use it elsewhere. Okay, that's got that little leaf sorted except for the shaping. Now this is the type of leaf I'm doing. It's very basic. All you do is pinch carefully into the center so that your centerpiece stays put. Pinch that end, hold your center and pinch the other end so that your circle stays in the middle. And doing the same with this one. Sorting out that big white bit. Nipping it off there. In the bin with it. And see, I've worked quick enough to get that little bit of extra glue that I had on that stick to stick onto here. To apply. If we're going to get fancy with our words, we can use apply. Apply the glue. Okay, holding that in the middle. Pushing down. Squeeze. And squeeze. And there you have a whole stack of leaves. Now 2, 4, 6, so I don't need this one just now. Okay, one of the other things that I've done is made little scrolls. Now I've used 2 types of green. I've got the darker green and the light green, and I make a sandwich out of them. There's nothing worse than trying to do something on camera and your fingers aren't functioning properly for you. It's terrible. I know you can all relate to it, and I'm not really grumbling. I'm having a laugh at myself here. Okay, now this one I'm going to do also manually, because the needle on this one is a lot wider than on my little battery operated one, which is very, very fine. It will take 2 pieces, but not 3. Okay, so here we go. And once again, up as far as you can to the end. Push it down into my finger, and here we go. Now I'm going to quill down about 2/3 of these papers. About there will do. Take them off the needle. Just hold it for half a minute, and then make sure you're holding the ends and let it go. It will automatically go into that particular shape. Now to get the nice little open piece in here, what I do is bring these pieces back to where they should be, or where they were to start with, and that is matched up on the ends. It then opens that out, because this has taken up the slack, and because it's all rounded, each piece of paper seems to shrink. It doesn't really shrink, it just sort of goes in its own little way. Now here is where I put a dab of glue onto my silicone mat, using my stick, pick up a little bit and open these up just a little bit and dab some glue. That one didn't want to stay open. Okay, this stops the papers from moving and it keeps that little shape going for me. It's as simple as that. Now the other one has no shape along the back, and that's because I've just cut it off and closed it up as is. So there's the two variants of scrolls for you. One with the shape, or the big belly if you want to call it that way, and one with a straight back. Okay, now that we've got those done, I'll get this shapeboard out of the way and show you how to assemble the flowers. Okay, we need 4 for the small one and we need 6 for the big one. Let's do the big one first because that's going on the bottom. So using glue straight from the bottle, and I do use a little bit more glue when I'm, not that much though. This is just loving the warm weather I've got here at the minute. It's just deciding it's going to do its own thing and come out of the bottle. Okay, so let's get wise and use some of this to put on other flowers. Now I normally like to mirror my flowers when I'm using even numbers. And by mirroring, I mean that you put one here, one opposite it, you put the other one up there, and then you put another one opposite here, so that it is the same way. Let me just move this under the camera a little. Okay, so because I moved it, it went out of shape a little bit. Oh, come on. The glue really grabbed it well. I'm having difficulties. I'm sorry. It's just not wanting to play the game my way today. That's better. Okay, I had the mirror going the wrong way, I think. Right, now the centre of this one has popped up, so I'm just going to pinch it down with my tweezer. Hold it down with a finger while I load it up with some glue. And then I'm going to pop that one in there. And the last one for this flower. Going in there. Now I have got these fairly closely worked into the center, which is why these last two are not going in. There we go. That's better. Okay, now we just leave that to dry for several minutes. But while it's drying, and I'm going to stop fiddling with it because otherwise I'm going to damage it. While that's drying, we can make the little one. Now this only needs 4 pieces. So it's going to ultimately end up not looking like that. This is a wonderful tutorial. This is how not to do things, girls and boys. But while I'm here messing around looking like I don't know what I'm doing, I would like to thank you very much for keeping on with me and watching my escapades of how not to do things. I'm really good at doing that. Okay. Alright, let's see if I can get this one going right. Okie doke. Keeping in mind I've got glue on both sides of the peak, so it's going to grab this one and that one. And almost that one. That would have been nifty. Okay. A bit more glue in there. And that one will sit in there quite lovely. Okay, that works really well. Oh, sorry, I have an itchy eye. I've got a little bit of hay fever. And every now and then makes my eyes very itchy. Okay, now let's see if we can pick... No, we can't pick this one up just yet. But this one will then sit in the center of that. And it will have the little diamante in the center. I have tried to put a quill top on it, but it makes it too big and too bulky. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to let that sit for a couple of minutes while I talk about these. Now when they go onto the card or the book cover, which I don't have at the minute. Hang on, I might have something in here that I can attach these to that won't affect it. Excuse me a minute. This is the best of having stuff on my desk or on my table that I play with. Oh, that's not going to do it. Ah, wouldn't you know it? Oh, hang on. That will do it. Yes, 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 yes. Put that under there, cut out the ruffles. Now I just need to... I might leave that on there actually. This is a here, but I do need to cut this piece off here because it's upside down. This is for another project that I have just had sitting aside for a minute or 10. So let's have a look, see how clever we've been. Yep. Okay, that can sit there, which will be lovely. Alright, seeing as we've been clever and been able to move that, picking it up very carefully and using my glue, I do go heavily, reasonably heavy on the gluing to another surface because I just want it to stick all together, make sure it doesn't move. And as long as you're not too heavy, you're not going to see the glue coming out the end. If you're worried about that, use some glitter glue and it will give you a pretty little border of glitter glue if it does happen to come out. But I'm quite happy using tacky glue and a little bit in the center as well. Okay, so that having been done there, I can put that flower there like that. Okay, now you can see the glue coming out here already where I've just gone a little bit heavy. I'm going to leave that until it dries and then I can pick it off maybe. Okay, let's see if we can move this one. Yep, that's good. Okay, and once again, a little bit more extra glue on the underneath, in the center, because we don't want this coming off our project midway through using it, because that would be extremely embarrassing. Okay, and this little flower sits right on top, like that. Okay, that's wonderful. Let's finish that off with a little diamante. Now these are sticky, but I like to put just a dab of glue. That one went on the floor. How dare you do that to me? I'm going to have to find that. I'll probably step on it and it'll stick to me if it's upside down. Okay. Little bit of glue. Diamond in the middle. Wonderful. Okay, now to use our little shapes here, I will probably put one of the green ones going down this way and the other one, if there is enough room for it to come up over here, I can bend that up that way. I think that would look lovely. Okay, now to attach these, we need to very carefully put a bead of glue in some of the places along the stretches of paper that we've got. And yes, it is fiddly because we're working on that much of a surface, which is not much. So poking that underneath that little flower and letting it basically fall into place. It does its own little thing. And you get a little chance afterwards to do what I'm doing now. Just picking that up and putting it into place. That glue is just going to hold, just that tiniest little blob is what's going to hold that in place. So I just need to keep my finger on it for a little minute until it grabs. Or my tweezer, one or the other. And that's grabbed, that's good. Okay, now to get this one in similar shape, not similar shape, into place. Let's get it right, eh? So once again, a little bead. This is the wrong applicator for a bead of glue, I've got to tell you. But my fine nozzle is playing up just at the minute. Oh, that's way too much on there. Look at that great big blob. Get out of there, you ridiculous thing. The last thing you need are big blobs, because they run down and spoil everything. Okay, I've got to get this onto the paper before it dries out. That one's going in underneath there, and this curls up over there.